I got my tools. Let's do some rehousings. Hello tarantula lovers, I'm Alex and you're watching Tarantula Haven. I apologize for my absence last week. It was the end of the grading period. I had grades to do and I didn't have time to make a video. But for today, I've got a few updates for you and I want to do some rehousing. I've got some tarantulas that have gotten a little bit bigger and I want to go ahead and get them into larger enclosures so that they have more space to roam around. So let's get to it. Okay, so first of all, I have my Lasya parahibana, and I've mentioned them in a previous video. I have two of them, and one of them I had confirmed a male, and the other one I wasn't quite sure of, but when I rehoused them, I forgot to mark which ones they were, so I still wasn't quite sure as to which one was which. But this one molted recently. And when I checked the molt, it was a male, but I didn't realize that it was an ultimate male. It had finally matured. So when I looked at it, I noticed that it had hooks and it had the palpal bulbs. So I just wanted to show you real quick and just give you an update on that. Unfortunately, he is at the end of his life cycle. He'll probably last another year or maybe even two, depending on how well he does. But yeah, he is matured. He's matured out. And I just wanted to quickly show you and demonstrate to you now. Lasya parahibana, they're gray eaters. They get fairly large, but unfortunately, because he's a male, he's not going to get as large as, say, a female. Females have been known to get up to 8 inches or maybe even more, but he's nowhere near that. But just real quick, let's see if I can tap him a little bit and see if we can get a look at those hooks. All right, so let me see if I can get him to show those hooks off there. You can't really see them. It's kind of difficult to see. Oh, you can see it on the back leg there. Let's see if we can do that again. Come on, buddy. All right, and there it is right there. So you see the hook right there. And also, if you can see the palps, they have that boxing glove appearance. So that's where his palpal bulbs are located, and that's where he stores his sperm. So he's ready to breed. And hopefully I can find somebody who's willing to breed a Lasya parahibana. They're fairly common in the hobby, so not many people out there really looking for them. But there might be somebody who might be wanting to do a project just to see if they can breed them. Now, the question is, the other one, I'm not really positive if it's male or female, but I am pretty sure that it's going to be a male or that it is a male. And that kind of ends me on the LPs or Lasya parahibana. So the question is, do I want to continue with them? Do I want to get some more? I kind of was hoping to have a female because they get so large and everything. But after my experience with them, they have been extremely defensive, kick hairs quite a bit. Their hairs are very irritating, and I haven't had them to the point where they calm down at all. Now, these, of course, are males, or this one is a male, so I'm not sure if a female would be different. So, you know, I'm kind of up in the air right now as far as whether I want to get some more and go through the whole process again and hope to get a female. So maybe, maybe not. I might just end it right here with my experience with the LPs and move on to something else. Up next is my Elma Amelia, and this one I had ordered a while back, and I got it as a tiny sling, and as you can see, it's gotten some size on it. It's a little bit too large for this small enclosure, so I'm going to go ahead and upgrade it to a larger enclosure so that it has more space to move about. And this one has recently molted probably about a week and a half ago, so I'm going to go ahead and just walk it over. It's pretty docile. They're not really well known for for bolting. So I'm just going to try to walk it over like this. And it's just now starting to get some of its beautiful color. The legs are starting to show the banding on them, and it's starting to get its little black triangle on its carapace there. So it's looking just like an adult Amelia should. Come on, little guy. Oh, look at that. It's going to bolt. Prove me wrong. That's funny. It doesn't want to go into its new enclosure. There we go. Whoop. One side to the other. Come on, back up. There you go. All right, that's your new home. They got some sticky legs. All right, there you go. So he's in there. He or she is in there, hopefully she. And I only got the one when I did the order. I had a little bit of money left over, so I decided to take the chance on them because I really love their colors and the way they look. And I'm hoping that I got a female, but you know how that goes. And I'll be adding a little bit of cork bark in there and a little water dish in just a little bit. Okay, so this next one is Grammostola pulchripes. And she's put on some size, quite a bit of size, and I've noticed that she's been roaming around the enclosure, and I want to give her a little bit more room than just what she's got right now, especially since she's kind of roaming around. I say she, but I'm not really sure what it is. I'm hoping, again, that it's female. And this one has actually given me some threat postures here and there, so I don't know how it's doing, but it's been acting pretty docile lately. So I'm going to see if I can just walk it over. But it's displaying some gorgeous coloration, a little bit of purples in the carapace, and those yellows are really coming out on the legs, on the striping of the legs. So I'm really liking the way she's looking. So let's see if I can just go ahead and get her over. And they don't like to leave their enclosures. When they're comfortable in there, they like to stay in there. So it's always a chore to get them to walk out. I've actually had her walk onto my hand before, but then she quickly turns around and goes back in. She doesn't like the feel of it. All right, and this is usually where I can get her to go to, and then after that she stops. So let's see. All right, come on. Walk over. There you go. All right, so she's in. Just beautiful coloration. I usually see them, and I've always seen that they've got that brownish overtone or undertone, but for some reason I keep seeing these little pinkish, almost purplish colors on her, and I really like that. I think it's a gorgeous color. All right, come on, let's get down. There you go. Okay, so she's a little bit nervous, as can be expected. Here we go. So hopefully she'll enjoy the extra room. I'll give her a little bit of decoration in a water dish and a little bit for her too. Put her in this little critter keeper here. This next one is my FFSP Marinus, and I did a species showcase on this one not too long ago where I put her in this larger enclosure, and I mixed the substrate with coconut fiber and some potting soil or some topsoil, and in hopes that it would be able to tunnel and make itself its little tunnels and stuff without them caving in, because with just the cocoa fiber they ended up caving in. But I think the problem was that I had a piece of slate at the top and it got too heavy when it hollowed stuff out, so it just kind of sunk in. So I'm gonna actually downgrade her back to her old enclosure in the smaller size because she seemed to do very well there, and I'm putting her back just on straight cocoa fiber, and hopefully she'll make use of that because she did that really well. What happened with this one, I noticed that she'd been spending time out of her enclosure or out of her burrow, and she ended up wandering around at the top, and I knew something was wrong. Sure enough, what happened was that she had mold growing down at the bottom of the enclosure, so she didn't want to be in there with all that mold. So I'm putting her back on straight cocoa fiber and put her in her smaller enclosure so that she can make her tunnels just like she did last time. All right, so for this one, I will need the catch cup, and they are a bit defensive, so I want to go ahead and be careful with that. So she's right here in the corner. I'll show her to you there. Notice she hasn't really tunneled down in there. She's just kind of let all that go, and she's just kind of staying around on the surface. So I'm going to move some stuff out of the way, and then just go ahead and pull her out. There we go. All right, and look how gorgeous she is. Those beautiful dark colors with the striping. Just beautiful. All right, so this should hopefully go easy. I just put this on top and then kind of coax her in. Woo, she did a little jump there. All right, don't turn around. Okay, so real quick, I'm gonna move this out of the way and this out of the way and bring the new enclosure over, and that way I can just transfer her real quick like that. All right, here we go. All right, okay, and that was easy enough. So now I can just coax her down, and I've kind of started a little bit of a burrow here in the corner, and hopefully she'll start burrowing there because she tends to go for the corners. Last time I did one in the middle and she just completely avoided that. All right, so now you can go back down. There you go. All right, so now we're in the new enclosure. All right, beautiful species. Don't get to see her very much when she does create her tunnels because she spends most of her time underground, and she'll usually only come up when she's looking for food and at night. I do see her out at night sometimes. If you notice, there was poop on the sides of the other enclosure, and that's kind of what she does. She'll go up there and poop and then go right back into her tunnels. All right, and last but not least is my Chromatopelma cyanopubescens, and this girl has been confirmed. She's a female, so I wanted to go ahead and put her in her permanent enclosure. She's gotten some size on her, so I want to go ahead and get her to web up and make her nice home in here because this is where I'm going to keep her permanently. So I went and got one of those Hobby Lobby ball cases, is what this is, and I converted it into a enclosure for her. So this one is skittish, so I'm going to place the box inside, and she likes to flick hairs, and I think that's typical of them. They are a little bit flighty, not real defensive as far as threat postures and things like that, but it is skittish, prone to bolting, and it will kick hairs at you. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and walk it over just straight inside the enclosure so that she can go into her new enclosure. Woo! That was crazy. All right, I was not expecting that. Apparently she was hungry, which is also typical. Let's go ahead and get you to go over. There we go. Okay, so she's in her new place, but she's on the glass here. So I'm trying to get her to go down to the bottom so she can feel a little bit more comfortable. But she does not want that at all. Come on, baby. Go down. There we go. All right. And we can really see her colors starting to come out. Probably one of the most beautiful tarantulas in the hobby. Now there's lots of them, but this is one of the jewels in the hobby. So that's it for me tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a like. If you want to see more, subscribe. If you want to support this channel, I do have a Redbubble store where I sell Tarantula Haven merchandise. Any of the proceeds from the Redbubble store will go directly to help grow and support this channel. Until next time, keep loving them tarantulas.